Hi, this is the Business Guy. So what's a holding company and how do you set one up? A holding company is a parent company, usually a corporation or LLC, that holds the majority ownership interest in other companies. And as you'll see, I found that using an LLC as a holding company offers better legal protection in my 32 years of experience in the legal world. It's like the trunk of a tree. The tree trunk has many branches, and each branch represents a subsidiary company. It's also called a parent company, a parent with many children. We're also going to talk about some huge benefits and a few disadvantages of having a holding company, the best jurisdiction to form it, and stay to the end to find out how to set up a holding company. And be sure to subscribe to keep up to date on new videos like this. Let's break it down. Purpose. The purpose of a holding company is to control other companies and benefit from the profits, sometimes without direct involvement. Types: pure and mixed, depending on how they operate. A pure holding company is one that only exists as a vehicle for ownership of other companies. These companies do not participate in any other type of business. A mixed holding company is one that has its own business operation, in addition to managing its subsidiaries, that is, the companies that it owns. How they operate. Pure holding companies don't sell products or services, but own other companies that do. So why do holding companies exist? It's not just to confuse economic students. It's about strategy and protection. Number one, asset protection. They shield the assets of one company from the liabilities of another. Let's say you own several other companies in an LLC. Where should you form that LLC? In my experience, the LLC that gives the strongest protection is the Nevis LLC. That's N-E-V-I-S. Nevis is in the Caribbean, southeast of Florida. When somebody sues you personally, a Nevis LLC can provide some of the strongest asset protection in the world to help prevent the companies it owns from being taken away from you. Plus, you can record equity stripping UCC1 liens against the other companies to offer further protection. And to maximize that protection, own the Nevis LLC in a Cook Islands Trust. Now, if you do want to stick with the U.S., the second best option, in my opinion, is a Wyoming LLC with nominee managers keeping your name out of the public records, along with a Wyoming virtual office. But the best by far, in my experience, is the Nevis LLC as a holding company inside of a Cook Islands Trust. You can get more free information about these options on our website at assetprotectionplanners.com. Benefit number two, tax benefits. Sometimes holding companies provide tax advantages. For example, if you own a company directly and it pays you dividends, you generally have to pay taxes on the dividend payments. However, if your holding company owns shares of another business, the dividends that the holding company receives are typically tax-free. Pretty cool, huh? Be sure to talk to your CPA first. Benefit number three, control. They allow control over several companies, yet you are simply the manager or CEO of just one of those companies, the holding company, so it can simplify your life. Benefit number four, investment diversification. It's like having all of your financial eggs in several baskets. And the good thing is, what you control is the tray that holds all of them. Okay, now here are some real-life examples, and be sure to keep watching for how to set up a holding company. Here are the examples. You might think of Berkshire Hathaway. It's like Warren Buffett's empire. This holding company owns insurance, such as Geico and General Re, food, Dairy Queen and Heinz, apparel, Fruit of the Loom, media, The Washington Post. And that's just scratching the surface. Imagine owning an ice cream chain and an insurance company. No wonder he's one of the richest people in the world. Alphabet Inc. owns Google and many tech companies. LVMH, luxury goods. They've got Louis Vuitton, Dior, Bulgari, Moet, and Hennessy. Pretty fancy, right? Johnson & Johnson, a king in the healthcare industry. Unilever, they probably made something that's in your house right now. Dove soap, Hellmann's and Best Foods mayonnaise, Lipton tea, Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Okay, let's talk about risks and downsides. Not always sunshine. Now, I'm all about looking at both sides of the coin. So here are some potential disadvantages. Number one, financial complexity. These are not for the faint of heart or weak of calculator. You still need to hire somebody company to do accounting for all the subsidiaries and make sure they are earning profit. Fire the CEO if they're not doing what it takes and hiring new ones. Number 2, regulator scrutiny. Big Brother is watching, and I don't mean the TV show. The bigger you get, the more regulations come into play so you don't create a monopoly. For example, the Federal Trade Commission blocked Staples from buying Office Depot, saying it would be too anti-competitive. The same thing with AT&T and Time Warner, General Electric and Honeywell. Number 3, distance from operations. Imagine being the grandparent to a company and you have some say but might be out of the loop. Now here are some stories and anecdotes from the Business Guy Vault. Time for some real estate meets business story. I once helped a client look to invest in property through a holding company. He had dreams as big as a Beverly Hills mansion, but the understanding of a garden shed. After weeks of explaining, researching, and diving into paperwork, we managed to create a successful structure. Moral of the story? Don't dive too deeply into the financial waters without a business guy guide. If you want to set up a Nevis LLC holding company, feel free to visit assetprotectionplanners.com for more free information. Okay, how to create a holding company. A practical guide. Thinking of creating a holding company yourself? Well, it's not as easy as making a cup of coffee, but here's a basic guide. Number 1, define the purpose. Know why you're doing it. Asset protection and tax savings are a couple of good reasons. Number 2, choose a structure, pure or mixed. I like pure holding companies best, so you don't have to worry as much about lawsuits against your holding company. Number 3, location, location, location. Different laws apply in different places. That's what I like about the Nevis LLCs as holding companies, because they are the most business friendly with minimal regulations. Number 4, file the paperwork, and there'll be lots of it, so hire a professional. My organization has set up more Nevis LLCs than anybody in the world. Number 5, invest wisely. Make smart decisions on what you'll hold to make sure that the return on your investment is better than other options out there. So there you have it, the world of holding companies, laid out like an open house show. Powerful, complex, and an integral part of the global economy. And remember, if you can grasp holding companies, you can certainly hit the subscribe button below. Until next time, invest wisely, protect your assets, keep hustling, and watch our next video on the Nevis LLC. This is the Business Guy.